What the heck? Oh. Okay. I didn't actually realize I was muted until I saw the chat. Yeah, I hate the fucking OBS updates. Oh my goodness. Yeah, because sometimes OBS just messes with your settings and just selects it in a way that's unfavorable. Oh, hold on. There we go. I picked the wrong microphone again. Okay, this one should be better. Okay. There we go. Oh my god. Alright, there we go. For 20 pence. According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo. He took 4 passengers that night, at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But now it seems that there were in fact 5 passengers. Which means the figures don't seem to add up again. She's right. That is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. We'll get her in straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial. We'll know soon enough, Mr. Sato. Yes. "18th of February, 1 p.m. The Old Bailey, courtroom." Oh, there's our mystery passenger, probably. There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before.
Well, after the rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Von Seeks.
My lord.
I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier.
It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army.
Good gracious, the army? What in the devil's name?
It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught, and now occupies the stand.
Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior?
If I may, my lord.
Yes, Mr. McGilded?
I think perhaps I ought to explain here why it is that this wee lass was here in the first place, and why she tried to bolt like that. 'Tis all tied up with the events of that night, so it is.
Very well, Mr. McGilded. Give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in this case.
Just what did happen that night? It's not like the defense authorities had information or anything.
Witness testimony. The young girl.
On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, Bakura! A loud thud and a wee scream woke me with a fair start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at me feet, so I sat him up in the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away.
I remain somewhat baffled, I confess, but from what I gather, on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct?
'Tis exactly as the defense counsel said. This last was the fifth passenger, my lord.
Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel?
Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to even start. Well, when in doubt, press the fuck out of them. The young girl. Oh right, I forgot I can. Yeah, I can do it with that A and D key. Alright.
Hold it!
A loud thud, you say, and a scream?
Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? 'Twas like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise.
So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor after having been stabbed?
Well now, you remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me up, I opened my eyes. There wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fella on the floor.
Huh. You didn't see anyone. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream.
Ah, from the seats above on the roof deck, I presume.
Not above me, no, my lord. 'Twas from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before my eyes.
Hold it!
You sat him up? The victim, you mean?
That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? 'Tis common courtesy, so it is.
I find that a little hard to believe.
Ah now, Lord Von Zeeks. Now where would that be?
You wait to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is.
Well now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business.
The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest.
Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where all at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble.
Are you suggesting you were just gonna leave the man there?
Heavens alive, no. I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only, I had a mind to find out the whys and the wherefores first.
The whys and wherefores?
All right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. The wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do just the same?
Huh, yes. The scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. Oh, hey, Bex. Huh. Rare to see you. Pop into stream. And what did I find?
Hold it!
I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim.
So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is.
What do you mean by that?
Well now, 'tis a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up.
I happened to be awake and caught the notification. Nice.
It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside.
Good gracious!
Under your backside?
And when I lifted the seat on which I've been sitting, I found that there was this little wee cubbyhole there for storage.
Mr. Naruto, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember? Yes, I already did that, but if we need to goddamn examine that shit again, I'm gonna be pissed. But I'm gonna do it just in case. Yes, of course. The whole omnibus was submitted as evidence. This will be a very good time to have a thorough look around the inside.
And that's when I found her.
Yeah, okay, just in case I have to go examine it again. Yes, just get the fuck in there. We've looked at this like several times already. Oh hey, there's blood on the floor. And actually see that summary. That's blood, isn't it? Is something wrong? Oh, it's just, well, this bloodstain is so obvious, that's all. And yet Von Zieks made no mention of it. I suppose that does seem a little strange. But I have such a bad feeling about this. Okay, just in case, I'm just gonna look at the storage again. For the nth time. The seat has a handle, it seems. Oh. God fucking damn it. Yeah. Yep. Because earlier when we examined it, there was stuff in here, but now there's not any stuff in here. Oh, wait, no, that doesn't make any sense, because... Actually, why the fuck would you just take all the stuff out? Okay. This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. It wasn't earlier. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. There was stuff that was covering like half of the space in the storage compartment. Yeah. So wait, what did she take out? Or was she hiding in there? Oh wait, hold on, let me... Actually, no. Okay, she must have... Did she take it out? No. No. Okay, wait, anything at the bottom? Okay, then where did she put it? Okay.
Hold it!
You say she was hiding herself.
Aye, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball when our eyes met. Well, me heart nearly stopped beating in me chest.
Ugh, you're really overreacting to this.
Still on all, I pulled her out from under there, and I sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chin wag with her.
The seat opposite?
That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there.
You set this young girl next to our corpse, sir.
Well, as I'm sure as I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see.
Sure.
And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream, a fella's voice this time.
Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was still on the roof deck seats.
Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking through the skylight, you must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with a knife in his belly.
In other words, the previous witnesses did not, in fact, see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason.
Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight.
It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused perhaps with this young girl.
After that, of course, with a scream for the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses.
I do wonder how you must be feeling, Mr. Naruhodo. Being the defendant's lawyer and yet finding myself as stunned as everyone else at his testimony, let's just say it's trying. We certainly had precious little time to talk to Mr. McGilded before the trial. But we mustn't be dispirited. We must try to learn all the facts we can. When we arrived in London this morning, I didn't see my day planning out like this.
Mr. Naruhodo, no grumbling, even in your head.
How did you know?
Hold it!
I guess I'll press the statement as well. And when you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board?
There were not. The cabin was empty, and there was no one on the roof deck either.
You were the first passenger, as it were, I see.
Aye, and that's why I took the back seat as I did. 'Tis the most comfortable, so it is.
Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat?
By all means, 'tis how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite of the one which the poor gentleman was sitting. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable where I feel most at ease. And of course, I enjoyed gazing through the skylight from time to time as well.
Thank you, I've heard enough. The events as explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is this girl?
Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She is a chancer. Earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket.
What?
This girl here? A petty thief?
Gina.
Order! Order! Is this true, Mr. Strahd? Mr. Strahd, you will answer the question.
Oh my god.
Grr!
Oh my god, she just shot the judge.
How dare you? What is the meaning of this?
Oh, and she's bolting out there.
Ah! The girl! She's gone!
Open your eyes. I'm over here.
Good gracious! How?
What was the point in that little sidestep?
I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you'll say, stepped up and got caught up on the job. She got herself backed into a corner, so she knifed the gent. Go on, that's what's in your ears, ain't it?
No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast.
Look, knives are for cowards. All you thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional, right? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do.
Let me guess, you don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs.
Oh, this? Yeah. It was in the bag I lifted the other day. Down where they keep the four-wheel drags. It's nice, ain't it? I like the pink best.
Ah! Do not wave that thing in my direction again!
So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question?
Tis alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now. Alright, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said.
The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question.
Alright, if I have to.
What the girl saw.
So I stuck inside the carriage before they looked up the horses, just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I tell ya, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while I heard this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of me skin I did. And the scream just came out. It's because of that this swell found me. He did help me get away, mind.
Yes, he let you go.
I fail to understand why would you let the street urchin go, Mr. McGilded?
Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact.
How?
As sure as I said before. As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself.
I think a demonstration is called for.
This is where I was sat that night.
And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume. Yes. It does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature.
Aye, but of course, the wee lass was stuck in there. Because I parked myself on the seat for the duration.
Ah!
So you see, that's why I let the lass bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she had done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent.
Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question.
Not at all, my lord. Not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt at my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman.
My lord, this fine example man cannot possibly be guilty of this heinous crime like this. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir.
Oh, and that's 5. Haha! Fuck you, Von. Fuck you, Baron Von Ziegs.
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time.
Haha! I proceed to double flip off Baron Von Ziegs. Haha! Haha!
Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury, consensual in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty?
Ha! Ha ha ha! Haha! You suck.
Mr. Naruhodo, this, well, it must mean
Oops. It must mean what?
that we're victorious.
We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
Oh damn! He putting his foot on the table. If the sight of my iron shield of Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy. This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices, where evidence and reasoning should be paramount. Emotion rules the day.
Emotion?
The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature.
What do you mean, his true nature?
Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report.
Good lord!
The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilder's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat.
What?
Yep.
Order! Order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, Counsel?
Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Nipponese friend.
Huh? Me?
When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. There was stuff in there. Pray, what did you find the condition of the under-seat compartment to be? It had stuff in it.
Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear up this in a jiffy.
Sorry?
Go ahead. You tear the court down, fella. This is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Ziegs.
Oh, this was set up to, oh my god. Did he organize that just to pull the case into my favor? Yikes. Man, this is like my first case in the British Court of Law, and now I'm already on the very brink of colluding illegally with the defendant.
Well, Counsel, do you have something to say on this matter?
How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment on the seat of the omnibus?
No, it wasn't empty.
I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense. But as far as I remember, at least. When I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes.
Are you sure, Counsel? Ah, bewitched? What are you saying now, you daft doll? I thought you were on my side here.
Yeah, because I don't think it's Naruhodo's nature to just go along with this trick just for the sake of winning. Because I mean, he's the ancestor of Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright would also not let this slide. He does not want to play a part in corrupt practices like that. What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position?
As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible.
Interesting.
'Tis not altogether pleasing, fella.
I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded.
Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing me, my best interest here, lad. Now then. A fella's memory is a curious thing, and not altogether reliable. No, the court must have considered the facts. That there cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart is, so it is. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest to now admit that you might have been mistaken?
Why? Why do I feel like that something's not right here? I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think.
That compartment is designed to house the equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The guild rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending fleecer and the pickpurse are lying. Oh shit.
Can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, a lot of them.
What? Oh no.
It's a trick. Of course it's a trick.
God damn it.
Quite so, I must concur here. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems.
My lord, I humbly consider the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate.
Thank you, Counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is a matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please. Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted, almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem.
What the girl saw. Yeah.
Hold it!
So, you were already in the omnibus before it even set off its run.
Well, yeah, I mean, what's the point of speeding a Joey to make a few bob, eh? That's a rum idea, ain't it?
I suppose it means there's no point spending money to make money. It actually makes sense. Counsel, may I remind you that this girl's a petty thief? Kindly refrain from entertaining your tenants.
Well, let us clear up a little mystery of the fares and all. For 4 paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making 20, to which the cabin testified. And one little scapegoat rising for free. The big conk of a driver always goes for some grab before his last run, see? So that's when I sleep into the carriage and keep myself hidden under the seat. Nice and easy, right?
But your hiding place is a storage compartment, full of equipment for the coach. No.
Yeah, the brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all that out and cram it in the corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much.
And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia.
And I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could ride under the seat. That's all I can tell ya.
It seems we reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue.
Hold it!
A waste of time. Why is that?
Well, most nights I'm on my own in the guard permit at least some of the time.
I beg your pardon? Did you say God permit?
Oh yeah, without what my kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while.
And that's when you can't come out of your hiding place and get away.
That's it. Only that night. This cover sat on me on me seat from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck.
Do you mean to tell us that you were present at the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin?
Yeah? Right, mister? To be sure. I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on to find a child out, do you?
So this Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then.
Hold it!
So you couldn't see, out into the cabin at all.
Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion out with me head and look out the crack. Then I can have a butcher. I have a butcher at who I'm gonna fiddle.
I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher.
I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other one, see? So most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head.
And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see.
Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Just too much like being thrown in the clink. But it's the only place to hide them in them carriages, so it's an option choice.
Why didn't you just stick to pickpocketing people's pockets in the open then? I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor.
So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I had to stick it out under there. Nothing else for it.
Let me double check my evidence. Let me double check my evidence. Okay. Already looked at that. And this is the loan book.
Hold it!
When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor?
Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump.
And you let out a scream involuntarily.
That's right. And then I felt the cushion over my head get lighter all of a sudden.
Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes. Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not?
Well, girl, did you see what happened at the crucial moment?
Yeah, I saw it. I pushed up the cushion and had a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up the bloke, what, and falling on the floor on the seat opposite. That matches with Mr. McGilda's account, of course. But then, the fella suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sank back down again, but it was too late by then. I should have never have risked looking.
Hold it!
And when Mr. McGilda discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place.
I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all.
Next to the victim, Mr. Mason.
Yeah, the bloke had a knife in its guts. It was still bleeding. Then the carriage lurched a bit and ended up falling onto me.
Ah, how awful.
Both me and hands got covered in blood. It made me feel sick as a dog.
Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believed you talked with Mr. McGilda for a while, is that correct?
He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know me name and what I was up to and that. Then I heard something from above. Someone screamed.
Yes, Mr. First of the roof deck, one would presume.
I didn't want no one seeing me face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were drawn up smartish, and this here Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later."
Her.
All 6 members of the jury decided the defendant was innocent. For one brief, shiny moment, yes. It's clear that they're all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we would clinch the verdict we want. Yes, I think you're right. And I have this niggling feeling. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. Let me double check this one again. I'll be right back.